Have you heard about this movie called Big Sky? According to Fox Business, by the way, it's a tasteless representation of the industry, and I 100% agree. An industry trade group says drivers portrayed as serial killers and truck stops as hubs of prostitution, human trafficking. Hollywood has always depicted truckers as going after prostitutes and doing drugs, and it is just remarkable how people love to go to the store and buy shit, but without truckers, truckers talk about this all the time. You know, how there's no respect for the truck driver, but yet, if you want your shelves empty, I don't know how else you're going to get your food, your toilet paper, which some of us have had problems getting toilet paper lately. Not myself. I'm going to go ahead and read some of this article at you and see what you think. The largest and most comprehensive national trade association for the trucking industry is calling out ABC for what it says is tasteless representation of truckers in its latest series, Big Sky. In the blog post titled Big Sky Lies, the Truth About American Highway Heroes, the American Trucking Association, which many of us know as ATA, calls the series a disgrace for allegedly portraying truck drivers as, quote, serial killers and truck stops as hubs of prostitution and human trafficking. Now, this writer obviously has been watching too many movies from the 70s and has a trashy brain, okay? Because the new thriller from writer David E. Kelly, it debated on November 17th. It follows a team of private detectives that join forces with an ex-cop as they search for sisters who have been kidnapped by a truck driver on a remote highway in Montana. However, the ATA lambasts the network for its offensive, tasteless, ill-timed, of course, because America needs this, and tone-deaf portrayal of the industry. The association also asserts that the show misses the mark as an important moment when truckers have stepped up to help keep critical supplies flowing throughout communities amid widespread shutdowns. As the pandemic made clear, our country owes its strength to the resilience of the American trucker. The blog post reads, while other professions assume the luxury of working from home, duty called truckers to the road. According to the ATA, truck drivers are the reason hospitals remain supplied, first responders remain equipped, and store shelves remain stocked. Again, maybe a little bit less on the toilet paper, but And like other frontline workers, they deserve the praise of a grateful nation, according to ATA. Now, that should just be common sense. When somebody does something nice to you, you should be thankful. That's what I learned as a child and what most normal Americans would assume. Let's see here. Go down a little bit closer down here. Hospitals remain supplied. Yeah. Lost my little place here. I got a little too excited there. Now, there actually was a study published in April underlined how the trucking industry continued to deliver at near normal levels when the pandemic first struck. According to the study from data analytics firm INRX, commercial truck travel only declined by 13% since lockdown measures were implemented in mid-March, while personal travel was down nearly 50%. So, that's telling you right there, the truckers were still out there working while some people got to enjoy being home. Keeping up this critical work was no easy task, ATA says. As truckers continued to work during the pandemic, they faced unimaginable conditions, including closed highway rest stops, leaving truck drivers with no place to eat, no place to rest, and no place to use the bathroom. And you might be wondering, okay, rest stops, they're closed? Well, believe it or not, truck drivers don't always have the luxury of getting to a truck stop. These rest stops have candy machines, pop machines. Not all trucking companies put refrigerators in truck drivers' trucks. So some truck drivers are just left eating maybe a pack of M&Ms for dinner. You know, you gotta shut down. You know, you do get tired. And it is horrible when you can't get to a restroom. You know, and it's just part of life, you know. A man's got to use the restroom. He'll figure out what he has to do, whether he pulls on the side of the highway, finds a tree, a bag, whatever a truck driver has to do. However, the industry has been lauded for its effort to keep the supply chain flowing. In April, President Trump held an event at the White House to specifically honor truck drivers whom he called the lifeblood of our economy. Now, give the lifeblood of our economy a place to use the restroom. I remember when I was over-the-road trucker and I was in Virginia, and they were closing down all the trucks, all the rest areas. And there's some stretches of highway there where there's no truck stops, and some of them rest areas are absolutely needed for a long-haul truck driver, especially if it's been a while since he's been in that area and he's expecting a little rest area to be there, and they've yanked the thing out of the ground. They've closed it down. They've blocked it off. They've done whatever they had to do to sort of not have a few dollars of taxpayers' money so the truck driver can bring them all their crap. So anyways, in this war against the virus, American truckers are the foot soldiers. Now this is Trump, all right? He's calling American truck drivers foot soldiers who are carrying us to victory, all right? He said that at this event. And these very praises that have made a world of difference for truck drivers, according to the ATA. For the first time, they felt Americans were widely recognizing the value of their work, how essential they are to the economy, and the standard of living, the association said. Which is why Big Sky is so insulting and demoralizing. The group argues that the show now leaves an unflattering, untrue, unwarranted impression. Let's say you were thinking about getting a truck driving, and you start watching this movie and you're like, oh my God, you know, I'm going to be out there with serial killers, whatever, you know, just as though truck drivers are just the scum of the earth. Now, despite this fierce criticism, the ABC premiere on November 17th garnered quite a large audience, gaining over 3 million total viewers, according to Deadline. The show also nearly doubled viewership to 7.2 million among adults ages 18 to 49 after 3 days of playback, the outlet reported. Representatives for ABC have not immediately responded to Fox Business request for comment. Well, of course not. You know, they're making their money. That's exactly, you know, what they're trying to do, and that's exactly what they were after. So let that soak in for a minute, and I'll be back with some movies that also have sort of demoralized truck drivers.